Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for joining us today. We're really excited to be here for our first ever C3 showcase, and we can't wait to give you a look at all the stuff we've been working hard on lately. So, for those of you who are just tuning in for the first time, hi. C3 is a virtual conference of modders dedicated to expanding the worlds of Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and Starfield. During this multi-day Twitch event, we're bringing together a whole bunch of unique content to support Make-A-Wish International, whose goal is to grant a special wish to critically sick kids around the world. Mirroring Morrowind's own island setting of Vardenfell, our donations today will be going towards helping children in the Pacific Islands. If you have the means and would like to help out, we'll be posting handy links somewhere in the comments. If we hit certain milestones, that'll unlock some special, never-before-seen bonus content that we'll check out near the end of our stream, so definitely stick around for that. We also have 3 special giveaways that you can join, put together by C3's kind sponsors, so feel free to check those out as well. Link for that is also in the comments. So, to tell you a little bit about who we actually are, well, this conference has had a ton of Fallout mods featured, so if you found your way over from one of them, you might not have heard of us before. We're Skywind, and our goal is to reimagine the 2002 Elder Scrolls game Morrowind in Skyrim's engine. We're not porting the game over, but rather we're recreating everything from the ground up, hoping to keep its nostalgia and magic in an engine with updated graphics and capabilities, with a bit of our own creative vision sprinkled in as well. So, yeah, if you're not familiar with Morrowind, let me give you a super brief introduction before we dive in. In the waning years of the Third Era of Tamriel, a prisoner born on a certain day to uncertain parents was sent under guard, without explanation, to Morrowind, ignorant of the role they were to play in that nation's history. Pulled from prison by the Emperor's command and sent away, first by carriage, then by boat, you arrive at the port town of Seyda with nothing but a name of a contact in a nearby city. As you explore this hostile alien world, it becomes clear that the Fallen Ash is hiding secrets. Strange dreams haunt the island, and with them, a sickness that is driving people mad. I won't say more to avoid spoiling anything, but if you haven't yet, we always recommend playing the original game. It really is just a brilliant story that deserves its place as one of the best games ever made, and it still definitely holds up today. But without further ado, let's give a warm welcome to our hosts, Dal, Zix, UCM, and Argyle, and let's get into it.
Thank you so much, Joy. Hey, everybody, welcome to the stream. Really excited to be here for the Skywind C3 combo stream. My name's Argyle, and I am a writing co-lead for Skywind.
Hey everyone, I'm Dal, I'm the current concept art lead, and I'm stoked to be here. Thank you so much for having us.
Hey, I'm UCM. I am one of the level design co-leads, and happy to be here.
Hey everybody, I'm Zix. I'm the current 3D lead, and yeah, let's make some kids happy with the donations. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
guys.
everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, please open your wallets, open your hearts, and please donate. It's for your own benefit too. We do have milestones this time around. And funnily enough, while we weren't even streaming, we already hit 2 milestones. So you guys already unlocked visiting the developer test halls. You also already unlocked the armor show-off in the test hall. Next would be the weapon testing hall for 1,000 bucks, so we are very close to that. Additionally, we have a monster testing hall, and we would really like to show you all our monsters currently in-game for 1,500. And last but not least, for everyone who watched our last year's ModCon stream, you got a bit blue and yellow balled last year because we didn't show Vivek there, because Fate didn't allow it, the wheel didn't allow it. But don't worry, Skywind is now going pay to win. You can buy your access to Vivek with $2,002 donation. Okay, so please, consider donating and reaching those milestones. So to all others here, guys, what's wrong with you? Why are we sitting here talking about a game older than 20 years? How did this game touch you? In which places? Please show me where Morrowind touched you, and tell me why do you want to remake this game in the Skyrim engine? Argyle, would you care to start?
Yeah, sure. Of course. For me, the biggest draw of Morrowind is its interconnectedness. So many factions and NPCs overlap in really intricate ways that is kind of rare to find in a game because it's just so hard to do. So for me, I think that's really special and it deserves to get a little bit of a modern touch up. So I'm really passionate about bringing that to life.
Thanks. UCM, what's about Morrowind that just gotten into your head so much?
Morrowind was the first Elder Scrolls game, the first Bethesda game I ever played. I was a wee lad, and it was the first time I'd ever played a game more complicated than save the princess from Bowser. I loved how many options you had, the choices you could go with, and all the places you could see. And it stayed in my mind ever since. I practically compare every RPG I ever played to the Elder Scrolls. So I have wanted to join this project for years. I've been watching it, and then finally I found myself with some extra time couple years ago, and nervously applied. And here I am.
And we are so thankful that you applied. Zix, how about you? What's your stand with Morrowind?
Hi. I love it. I could say
Oh,
a ton.
thank you.
No, yeah. That was about it. No, I could say I could say a ton, but back in my college days, I ended up playing all the Bethesda games in reverse order, actually, all the modern ones at least. So it was kind of fun to take like a trip in reverse, and it might be recency bias, or it might just be that good. Morrowind was the last one I played, and it was my favorite of all of them, and it still holds up today. I can't tell you how many times I played it. It's probably an unhealthy amount, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you. In my case, honestly, when I played Morrowind for the first time, it was in English, and when I was a little kid, I didn't speak English. I hardly do now, and for me, I just loved the freedom. I could steal any plate, I could steal any fork. I robbed people blind. I just ran around and nothing. There was no border to stop me. It was amazing. So that was just like UCM said. This was just so much more than Save the Princess. It was just mind blowing to me, and that's why I really want the new generations to experience this themselves. So, yeah. How about we go in game and show the fine people the work we've done so far?
Let's do it.
Also, a quick for chat. If you guys have questions like doing our run around, you can totally ask them in chat, and Joy will be so kind and pick out questions for us, and then we will try to answer them the best way we can.
All right, here we are.
Okay, so I hope people recognize this. If you played Morrowind, I really hope you do. This is Seydanine. This is the starting point, and today we are playing as a very noble Imperial sympathizer. We are a member of the Imperial Legion, and we heard that there's a quest waiting for us. One of our officers has things to do for us, and we're going to go there now and take these orders.
I'm time for this, so make it quick.
Dang. That guy really doesn't
Right,
want
we
to
didn't
talk
Love
to
in
us.
Morrowind. People
Didn't even
people
want to
will
talk
be
to you,
mean
Fargoth.
Let's stop in at a shop first, pick up some armor.
Creatures are all the same.
Morrowind really is my favorite getting yelled at in the street simulator.
So Yuarashi asks, do you guys have a French translator for the release?
What I wouldn't give to
We are going to have I'm extremely certain we have a French translation team. We actually have like 5 or 6 different translation teams. We have German, we have French, we have Spanish, we have Portuguese, I think Russian, Japanese maybe. We have a lot of translators, and they're not going to synchronize the game, of course. Like the language will stay English, but the subtitles will be adjusted to different languages. Yes.
And if you want to help with that effort, you hear language that you speak that maybe we don't have
Come on, then.
already, or
Say something.
you want to join the team that we do have, feel free to apply.
Also, I just learned from chat we have one very awesome Czechish guy doing it, so thank you for your service, 07. You're great.
You will address with respect.
What's the
So yeah, we're going, like we said, we're going to take orders from our boss now. And we're going to
You will?
take the scenic routes there.
There it is.
Dix, what was that magic you just did with the armor?
I equipped some armor. For those of you not familiar with Morrowind, Skywind subsequently has more armor slots than Skyrim traditionally does. You can see that I'm wearing 2 different pauldrons that are separate from the cuirass. We're wearing 2 different gauntlets on our left and right side. We have greaves. Greaves were also in Oblivion, but they weren't in Skyrim. We're bringing that back with Skywind. We're very happy that we're doing that. At least I'm very happy that we're doing that.
Also,
I'm
Zix
so
was the
excited.
man who made it happen over the course of 6 months, implementing all of the armors so they can be added piece by piece.
Nikki asks, I can see Morrowind getting an official remake. How confident are you guys about releasing Skywind before that?
There hasn't been any news about a Morrowind remake, so I'm personally not worried.
Yeah, and I'd say too, even if there was like a surprise remake, I mean, I think we would all still be very passionate about doing this project and seeing it through to the end. Because, I mean, making Morrowind is one thing, but I mean, like, it's not all about being first. A lot of this is just the love of remaking a game that's important to you.
Sneaking up and murdering people in the night. It freaks me out.
Aww. For those of you that played Morrowind, this cave should be fairly familiar.
Yeah, this is a skill check cave. After you made your character, this is a place to go and see if your build worked.
Oh no, you're scaring him. He's out.
I guess
He's a slaver.
build
He
is
deserves to
working.
be scared. I'm cool with him being scared personally.
Take that. We'll let these guys roam free now, and then we'll get out of here, because we've made too much of a ruckus as an official of the Imperial Legion.
Oh, guys, we just broke 1K, which means we also reached the weapon testing hall milestone.
All right.
Yay.
All right.
Thanks, guys. That's
Thank you
awesome.
Thank
so
you,
much.
everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much for
Now-
your generosity.
Yeah, also thank you so much for the generosity before we even started streaming. Like, we were really surprised to wake up the next day after our announcement. We're like, oh, we have 2 milestones done. Nice. That's awesome.
Regarding the milestones, as we hit them, we won't be going to them immediately. We'll show them off all closer to the end.
It'll cap off the stream.
Yeah. So that gives ample time to get more donations in for Make-A-Wish in order to hit more of those milestones. You know, while we're here, let's see if I can menu through this. We have the option for a purist mode. That takes the compass away, and now we're just reliant on our street signs here.
Oh, and now
And-
you're... Huh? Sorry.
I was
yeah,
just going to say, by default, I think we're going to have purist mode on.
Yep, that's the plan. That's another thing for Morrowind. Morrowind really didn't hold your hand. It like just kicked you in the gut and let you rot in the gutter. If you had a journal, and that journal was everything you had. And if the journal said go to the street in the northwest and meet someone there at a specific time, you know, you better find that street in the northwest next to the stone, which looks a bit more particular than other stones. Like, it was crazy. And we're definitely trying to emulate that. So in purist mode, because the journal entries will tell you enough, or NPCs when you get to a location will tell you enough about, you know, enough context to find your goal. You can just play the game as you could play Morrowind with no compass or anything.
Yeah, super important to recreate all those things that we think really worked in Morrowind. We definitely want to upgrade things where we can. Like, obviously visuals is like one of the most obvious, but there's a lot of things that we want to bring from that older era of gaming up to this.
I'm not sure if you guys spotted it yet. So on these shields, you can see 2 different languages. Argyle, do you wanna explain to people why we're dealing with 2 different kind of languages in this game?
Yeah, sure. So for those who are not so familiar with Morrowind, it's kind of on the edge of the Imperial Legion, or on the edge of the Empire, that we might be familiar with from Oblivion or Skyrim. But the Dunmer have a lot more, or the Dark Elves have a lot of independence. So you're going to see bilingual signs of the indigenous Dark Elf language and the Imperial language to kind of help better flesh out the world for feeling like a land of two cultures coexisting and sometimes conflicting.
So these posters here, they are in an Imperial fort, and thus they are made for Imperials being stationed in this foreign land. So no Dunmer would be interested in these posters, but for the Imperials, they are important information. We have very specific art styles for the different factions. We will see it through this walkthrough even more. How we definitely have stuff which wants the Dunmer from things and which wants the Imperial from things, and just gets them a safe situation on this foreign land.
But everyone needs to be educated on the dangers of moon sugar.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Very true.
The good guy 877 asks, how much is the RPG design represented in Morrowind versus Skyrim in terms of skills and attributes?
Would that be a
We
good
have
time
brought
to
back
show
every
off?
attribute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every
Every
skill and
attribute's here.
attribute that was in Morrowind is now in Skyrim as well. I mean,
Oh.
Skywind, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I believe it's actually kind of like a mix of Morrowind, Oblivion, and Skyrim systems. I think some of like the major skills maybe work a little bit more like Oblivion, if I remember correctly. Can anyone jump in on that?
I believe that is the case, and we've also taken the idea of perks at certain levels for certain skills, sneaking, acrobatics, things like that. Will give you perks, which I don't believe Morrowind had that ability.
No.
Actually, can't remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a nice mixture
Alpaca
of.
Stacker asks, great point. Have you implemented any quality of life on the journal? Morrowind is a bit of a pain to read back through. So, I don't know if you guys, maybe I should just answer
When
that one.
when we accept the quest in a minute, or 10 minutes, we can definitely show the journal and show how they are now properly like shown and displayed. So there's definitely a upgrade, I would say.
Yeah, I could show that when we get closer.
Yeah.
We're gonna ignore
Also,
this later.
still thank all of you so much for your donations, and please keep them coming. We would really like to show you off our monsters, and so monster testing hall is still a good bit away, but please open your wallets for us. Also, just to
For the
repay you
kids.
guys,
Not for
for the
us.
kids. It's not for us, it's for the kids, don't worry.
It's for the kids.
Check out the giveaway command, because we are partnered with Novel Chair and Bethesda and with GOG. GOG is giving away keys, and Novel Chair is giving away chairs. So go check out, sign up for the giveaways, and receive your goodies.
Pickled Hermit asks, is it done? Is the game done?
Nope.
Nope.
Great
Nope.
question.
Closer every day.
Get closer every day. That's a perfect way to put it.
It does
And
look
you-
so final. Could we talk a bit maybe about a couple of the things that are left to do?
Well,
Mhm. Yeah, go. No, you go.
For landscaping, for level design, I can say that a great deal of the overworld is finished. We're working on sort of the last few areas, specifically the Grazelands is being worked on right now by one of our very, very talented landscapers, Overseer, and he's making amazing progress with that. We're working on Red Mountain, finishing up, polishing up the Ashlands and Sheogored, and yeah. Interiors are also making a great deal of progress. We've very recently finished our final overworld tile set, or at least placeholders for it. The ancient strongholds, the weird, one of the weird fast travel systems in the original game took place there, so they're dotted all around the map. And those are the last things that were really preventing us from finishing the overworld. So hopefully we'll have some very exciting announcements for our progress soon, at least with landscaping.
Yeah, and
Right.
overall, we're just missing we just, in quotations, missing 2 more tile sets for the interior. The Dunmer Stronghold isn't completely done yet, it's still missing textures, but at least it's like usable for landscaping. And yeah, after those 2 interior tile sets, we'll be done with every single tile set needed in the game.
Speaking of the game not being done yet, you will see some jank today. Just be warned, we are, like most of the other projects we're presenting, a work in progress. So if you do see something that doesn't look right, just know that it's probably going to get fixed by the time it's in your hands.
Yes.
With that said, let's talk to our boss and get our quest.
Someone should teach you some. There's nothing I wouldn't do to
Ask for a day off.
Ask for a day off.
Yeah. Call in sick.
Can't seem to get a handle on it. Maybe I need to find someone who can be more discreet.
All right, that's a simple task. I think we can do
Oh,
it.
could you go back and just look at the Emperor for 1 second?
Oh yeah.
But I hope he knows what
Don't forget, you're loyal Imperial, and you need to pay reverence to the Emperor, of course.
Right.
So this painting is, thank you. This painting is one example of the differences in culture for the Imperials and the Dark Elves, because Dark Elves don't do paintings like this. They express their art in different ways. They reverence their anchors in other ways. God, Red Heart, stop being so loud in my ears. And the Imperials, they're a bit more Western, so they just have classical paintings in their places. So that's another way how we want to differentiate between the different cultures on Vardenfell.
One thing for
Ziggs,
me,
you need...
I was gonna say one thing for me that always stood out in Morrowind, which isn't exactly, it doesn't scratch that itch for me in other Bethesda games as much. The divisions in culture in Morrowind are insane, and it mirrors.
It's so cool.
A lot of like personal experiences of mine, in a way that's very profound. I haven't played many games where the cultures are that like distinct.
Yeah, for example, the settlement we're approaching right now, Balmoral, that's a Dark Elf city, but not every Dark Elf city you will see will look like this. This is a city of a specific house, of the House Halalu, and they have this architecture style. We will later see a city of another big house, Redoran, and yet another house of the Telvanni, and they will just look so different, and it's really exciting to being able to recreate that and to show it to you guys today.
Ragnarok2147 asks, will you all support people making mods for Skywind?
Absolutely. We hope people will mod this game. We hope people will add to it, change things about it, do all sorts of things with it. And even if we didn't support it, I don't think we could stop it, given that it's a game in a Bethesda engine. It'll be, we use a bog standard creation kit to build this, so anyone else will be able to do the same.
Also, I hope you guys noticed we just passed a guard holding a spear, so spears are back. Yay!
Yes.
We have all the old weapon classes which were Morrowind. We brought them back. We also brought back the magic class of mysticism that was missing in later iterations, so it's back on the menu.
So we're just gonna pass through Balmora here. I'd like to earn that day off, so we're actually going to make a beeline for our quest location, which is in Narmok. I probably can't pronounce it as well as Rad Hardheart did.
You did great. That was very authentic.
Oh, thanks.
Actually, while we go there, maybe Joy and/or Argal, since both of you are also voice actor, could you talk about the perils of having to pronounce very weird things in voice acting, because these strange lands have very weird names for things?
Oh, Argal, I'll let you take that one.
Okay, sure. Personally, I love it. I don't think it's perilous. I think it's like a real heap load of fun. But there was a lot of thought put into Morrowind over like how the Dark Elves like created their words and what consonants and vowels they used. So you get big like word soup dungeons like Arsana Bibi or like no, that's a mountain, I think, Arsana Bibi. But like they're all like super complex like that. As we'll pass by stuff as we go and show that off. But you know, it's just more about getting that really like you are in a land that you are unfamiliar with and you feel like a fish out of water and a foreigner. There are things you don't understand. And yeah, it's a common thing among the voice actors to really come to grips with these crazy words that you've never seen before. But I thought it was a lot of fun.
Also, right now, we just got a $100 donation. Thank you so much to Ragnarok2147. And he's also writing that he's very excited for Skywind. And thank you so much for your big donation. Thanks.
Thank
for the
you.
kids.
Ragnarok.
Yeah, we've had a couple donations come in. Thank you guys so much for your generosity. We really are hoping to make our goal of $2,002. Yeah, this is just a great cause. So thank you again so much for your attention and for your donations.
Why is our goal $2,002, Argyle?
You know, that's a great question.
Yeah, chat, do you know why?
Because that's when we're gonna release. Wait.
What?
In 2002?
Yeah.
If you have a time machine,
yeah.
hit me up sometime.
Yes, Raven, you got it. That is the year that the original Morrowind came out.
Correct.
Hey, spear.
Skeleton.
Yeah.
Also, I hope you noticed that our VFX department has already been hard at work at generating new effects for spells. So if you do an unlock spell, if you do a shield spell, the VFX is going to be different. The hand gestures are going to be different. So there's going to be a lot of variety in the ways we show different magic being casted.
Also, please
Yeah.
notice the health is not respawning, by the way, from getting stabbed. So there's a
Oh.
little bit of original
Thanks.
Morrowind magic for you.
I was gonna say thanks for reminding me. I gotta keep track of that.
Yeah, don't die.
Let's equip one of these real quick.
Aval CZ asks, this one must have been asked, but my memory's hazy. What's the situation with followers? Are there any?
No followers
No.
except for scripted quest followers at this time. That's one of those things that, you know, we look forward to people probably modding in.
Speaking from the writing department perspective, followers were definitely a really like tempting option, but ultimately we decided that it was important to Morrowind as kind of feeling like an outlander, which is something that the Dark Elves will call you frequently, that it's kind of an isolated experience. So even though companions are really awesome and do great stuff in other Bethesda titles, we think that it's actually significant to this game that there are not followers like there are in the later games.
We've also had some questions about controller support. I have no idea where we are with that, but do any of you guys know? Does Skywind natively support controllers, or?
I can answer that one. Everything I'm doing is on a controller right now.
Yeah, Zix
There
is
you
playing
go.
on a controller because it's just way nicer on the audience's eyes than mouse usually.
If you can't tell, also I'm very out of my element on a controller.
Yeah,
Oh, look at
usually
this little guy.
I'm playing
Look
with
at this
a.
guy.
Is he dead?
Oh, look at him.
I can't tell if he's dead
Yeah.
or not.
I
I
think
don't
he's
think
dead.
so.
Oh.
You'd be able to loot him,
No,
wouldn't you?
he's
Yeah,
sleeping.
it's just sleeping.
Oh, my
Dang.
bad. Oh, my bad.
Also, if you're hearing a beer right now, that's because SFX isn't done yet with grammar noises. Don't worry, they want to tackle monster noises this year, but we just didn't get around to do it yet. So he sounds a bit beery right now.
I didn't really mean to hurt the hard workers.
Yeah,
of...
that was such an interesting accident you
Whoops.
just had.
Yeah, I didn't mean to hurt the person when I like slashed it with my fucking sword.
I thought it
I'm
was
so
dead.
sorry I stabbed him on accident.
Yeah.
I thought he was taking a nap, so I stabbed him.
In case you didn't know, we were doing this live. We're doing this live.
Yeah.
Oops, suddenly stabbed a man.
Oops.
Big Wizard Energy asks, speaking of spells, are Mark, Recall, and the Intervention spells included?
Yes.
Heck yeah,
Yeah,
they are.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I
Where
believe
are they?
all of the spells are back,
Yeah,
over here.
everything's back.
Along with some new
including
ones.
levitation.
Yeah.
Incredible
Also,
presentation.
also spell creation is back.
Yes.
Just make your own homebrew death spells. It's fine.
One thing that you all might notice is that I'm only wielding a sword. I'm wielding a
The block
sword,
function is on.
and I'm not wielding anything in my left hand. However, we do have, via the voice slot, you know, like you can shout in Skyrim. We have that hotkey set to cast spells, so you can wield something like a sword and a shield and cast a spell, or you can wield a two-handed weapon and still cast a spell.
You can wield
You can
three
wield
spells.
2 spells and cast a 3rd spell.
That's also true.
Exactly.
Cozy Sweet Potato asks, can I wear robes over armor?
You can. I don't have any in my inventory, I don't think. But you can.
Lizard rope, you can wear it.
Let's take a detour through here.
I just want to also say, in the animation pipeline, there's some cool stuff being done with the Kalama Foragers. They look so awesome and gross when their custom animations are in.
Yeah, if you besides donating for a good cause today, if you have like more interest to supporting us, we ourselves, Gavin, don't take donations, but we take your time. Always feel free to volunteer to us. We have many slots still open. We have many things still to do, so please consider donating your time and joining the team. We're kind of cool people. We're nice to hang with.
What kind of roles are available if someone wants to volunteer, Dal?
Well, we really desperately need 3D clothing artists. That would be amazing to expand our
Yeah.
clothing repertoire. Also, animation would be great, so we can give that Kwalma proper fighting chance against Ziggs and this mean sword.
Once we
But
have
so
those,
many.
Once we have those remaining tile sets in, I would not say no to more landscapers, level designers.
Oh yeah.
And we always need QA.
Oh yeah, we always need QA.
Always need
Style
QA.
cutting.
So we made it to the town of Narmak. We know we need to kill 2 niches, and Rad Hardheart said that they were north of the town. But, in the spirit of Morrowind, let us ask someone if they know about the
I think
niches
they're
that
to
he's
the
talking
left.
about.
How can I be of service to you, Outlander? You again?
He's not very nice.
Well, I mean,
There's a pair of them.
look at you.
They've come near the town a few times. We drove them off, but I'm sure they'll be back. Something.
Alright. She says they're north too. My guess is they're not too far. Without a compass, let's try to find north.
Oh, we just got another big donation.
Ooh.
Oh, from the Skyrim team! Yay! Let's pat each other on the back.
Hey,
Good
Yay,
job.
us.
Thank you, team. Thank you, team, for raising that. Awesome.
But that
Oh my God.
donation definitely put us closer to our next milestone, right?
Yeah,
You're
come
a
on, people.
50
We
away
can. Yeah, we can do the rest.
from going to the
Well,
monster
can you
petting
give us
zoo.
a reminder of the milestones left to go, Dal?
Oh, absolutely. So at 1,500, we're going to the zoo. We're going to the monster testing hall. And for $2,002, we're going to visit Vivek the guy.
The man,
Also, I
the
saw-
myth, the legend.
I saw before that Fargroff the guy also donated, so thank you, Fargroff the guy. It's also very appreciated.
No relation.
I swear one
Come
day
on,
we
Stealth
will
Archer.
return that ring one day, I swear.
Alright, Stealth Archer's not working. We shall improvise.
Volsuzi asks, Skyblivion spoke yesterday about engine bugs, popping up left and right as they're testing their game. How has your experience with the engine been?
Yes.
We're doing what we can to bend it to our will, but
So I know among gamers there's a saying now of, oh, do you know the definition of insanity? It's doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different outcome. You know, and modding, trying again and again, doing the same thing and expecting different outcomes is very valid, because it might just happen. It might just be that you do something 10 times and the 11th time it works and there's like no explanation why. So yeah, yes, big yes. Same issue as Skyblivion.
Yeah, the engine is very difficult to work with. I can attest to that. Having implemented quite a lot of stuff, you run into issues that you're fixing last minute, which I was doing like, I don't even know, 45 minutes ago for the past hour.
I was going to say like 30 minutes before we started, you were trying to fix something.
Pickled Hermit asks, how much more 3D needs to be done?
Oh.
Yes.
Oh my god, I'm about to die.
We Zixus is 3D lead, but he's about to die, so I'm just
Yeah, I
gonna
can help
let him
answer
heal
that
right
in
now
a
while he-
moment.
Yeah, where he fights for his life. Like I said, clothing is a big point right now. We have a lot of clothing to do, since there are like we said before, so many different cultures. It would be great to reflect that in clothing, so we have many different designs for them. We have 2 more weapon sets which need to be done, or rather 1.5 weapon sets which need to be done, and just some clutter, statues, and 2 tile sets. So and
A couple
we
of creatures.
There we go.
yeah, and a couple of creatures, exactly. Good job, harvest that lever.
Nice.
Oh,
Good
hey, we
job.
crossed over our milestone.
Oh,
hey.
nice!
Thank
Thank
you.
you all
Thanks,
so much.
everyone. That's awesome.
Okay, come on, pay to win Skywind. We can do it. We can see Vivek's the guy. This is the time we can actually do it.
Alright, so we've obliterated the Netches in heat. So I guess we
Why do
can
you
go
have to
back
say it
and
like that?
we can go back and talk to our boss.
Oh, you can also show the journal maybe and show how it updated.
Oh yeah, button for that again. There we go.
So we have these categories here for quests which are done. They're below the bar, and up there are active quests, and also for each faction you have like your own thing.
Right. So we've killed the
In
breeding
chat,
Netch.
Make-A-Wish International just said that we passed $7,000 raised altogether across this like
Ooh.
streaming project.
Hey.
Wow.
That's so
Nice,
awesome.
thank you.
That's awesome.
Wow.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much to everyone who donated.
you.
We
And
didn't
everyone who took
imagine
part as
even.
well.
Yeah, we didn't even imagine getting half of that. So thank you so much.
Let's see if we can go this way.
Yeah, I think you can go that way.
The
So
fog is back,
Cam
the morning fog.
Solastor, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, asks, curious from a post-release modding standpoint, as repurposed slots will mean, if repurposed slots will mean less ability to add in things like backpacks or other modular armors or outfits, that kind of thing, in terms of the new modular armor system.
I can answer that one since I set it up. The armor system uses quite a lot of slots that are effectively useless in Skyrim. And I know that a lot of modders for Skyrim use those slots for things like backpacks, like you said, bandoliers, capes, etc., etc. Cloaks was like a big one that I enjoyed when I played Skyrim. We've taken up quite a lot of slots, but we are leaving open by design. I think the choice was to leave open 4, which I think is reasonable. So there are 4 slots just to do whatever your heart's content to add on top of. I'm pretty sure that's the number we settled on. Where are we going? We're going back to Belmora? Wait.
Yeah.
No,
Yes.
we're not.
No.
No.
No?
Aldrun.
Oh, okay. We're swinging by
I think
that.
we're taking it through to Aldrun to Caldera, right? Or is
Yes.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Sorry, my bad.
I'm 6. I know the route by heart. I don't need a map.
I thought we were going to Caldera. My bad. Sheesh.
Well, now it's an adventure.
We're adventuring. It's
Yeah,
just
we
like
totally
Morrowind.
are. Yeah.
I love adventure.
We don't need roads. We can hop over a mountain for 10 minutes. Oh, we can levitate. Huh?
That's true. We could.
We could
Yeah.
levitate.
We could levitate.
Before I get into the Aldrune area, the Ashlands area, I do want to set something up. Let's see if I can do it. Where's Aldrune? I think it's like right over this rock.
It's real quick. Retlaw says, "Do you have any of that sweet fog?" I think you're gonna like what's coming shortly.
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
yeah.
set that up actually.
Oh, I forgot we're doing that. I'm so excited. Sorry.
Warning for loud sounds right now.
Yeah, warning for headphone
Potentially.
users. I have
So
to force
ignore
this,
some of the debug
unfortunately.
stuff going.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's Red Mountain.
God, it's so loud.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to force this via console commands right now, just because I mean, I want it to do this.
It will. It's just at the moment it's still, in development and testing, but
Yeah, it'll do it naturally.
yeah.
I'm waiting for my levitation to run out so I can actually wait on the ground. Oh wait, I can wait already.
You can wait in the air and fall down. Nice. So yeah, Red Mountain is very active and very threatening to everyone right now.
There we go.
Look, Aldrune.
You can make the jump. Hey.
Where is...
Mark Wicks Games asks, will there be new original quests, or are they going to be the same amount as in Vanilla Morrowind?
Joy, do you want to answer that question?
Sure. For the most part, we are sort of sticking to something quite close to Vanilla Morrowind, but we might have added a little bit of bonus content here and there. Not going to say too much about it, but if you look around, if you play the game, you might find a few new things as well.
Can you look up and just give us one good shot of the mountain from
Oh, well,
Oh,
never mind.
well,
Never mind.
I was trying to
Hey,
force the
people,
ash storm, but...
right.
here's
Well.
the fuck you ask for, everyone.
My bad, you can take a
Everyone liked
still
the
of the
fog.
earlier shows.
It's all good. It's all good.
So
This-
here we see another city from one of the houses. This is the capital of the House of Redoran, and as you can see, the art style, the architecture, completely different from what we saw before in Balmora.
Yeah, very clear to see right now.
Yeah, very clear to see.
Yeah, my mistake.
No, it's fine.
Not a mistake. This is peak Morrowind.
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Yep.
this takes me back to 2002.
Yeah,
This is one of
This
the
is how I
areas...
saw it.
yeah, this is my memory.
This is one of the areas that's actively being worked on at the moment. If you saw earlier, Scar, it's obfuscated right now, but Scar doesn't have proper textures, but the mesh is there. That's something I hope to get done sometime this year, if not early on in this year.
Oh, also, if you see the NPCs just standing right now, that's because this area is not enough meshed yet.
Right.
In Balmora, you saw people running around, entering houses, leaving houses. They're just as flexible as in Skyrim. But since this is a very work in progress area, they are not set up correct. Like, they just are not set up yet.
Yeah, so a little sneak peek at what is coming sometime this year, hopefully.
Oh, we're just inching forward to the Vivek the Guy reveal. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Cracker just gave us a very generous 125. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. That's awesome.
All right, we're gonna
Can't
walk
believe how
through
close we are
here,
to our goal already.
then try to get back to our boss.
Homebody Hero asks, do other mod projects collab with you and share assets?
Yes. Beyond Skyrim, we did actually a trade, and Skyblivion and
How
us did a
wonderful.
trade.
Another tourist.
It's not a huge amount, but we do occasionally have little trades, basically. And there are
know-
people who work on both teams as well.
I'll bite. We'll talk to this
Another
lady.
tourist. Yes, you. I'm in need of an escort. Will do in a pinch. To be there in 2 days' time. I'll give you a tip when you get me there safely. I haven't got all day. Shall we go?
I'm sorry, lady. I really don't have the time. I gotta get back to my boss.
I should have expected as much from the likes
Also,
of
I
you.
just don't like her attitude.
I
Dang.
think she's a real jerk.
I failed the quest. Oh god.
I'm sorry.
Dang.
Oh
She does
wow, I
have a
didn't
great
know it
outfit.
failed you.
Dang, that's rough. Oh well. Poor lady's
No
gonna have to
second
get there on
chances.
her own.
We'll live. She might not.
Rita Bix asks, will NPCs have behaviors during ash storms like going indoors or covering their faces?
Aw.
Oh.
I think I could
I don't
speak
know.
I don't
to
think that
that.
there's
Asking that-
anyone
it's-
here who's on the
Yeah.
like the scheduling side of things, but because we are using Skyrim, like our scheduling system is just way more flexible than Morrowind's. Generally,
Zix?
NPCs in Morrowind's. Oh yeah. Zix?
No, I just wanted to tell Zix that behind him, I think there's something evil to slay for the Empire.
Oh, right. I memorized the map.
yeah,
or the
no,
route,
I
just
know. You're
kidding.
perfectly prepared. I'm aware. Sorry,
I was
Argo,
super
please
hype about
continue.
that, and I missed it. Oops.
I was just saying it's pretty likely that when there's storms, we can schedule NPCs to go inside, as opposed to Morrowind, where they just kind of pace around in the same place forever, in all eternity, day and night.
Yeah. To add to that a little bit, the Skyrim scripting or scheduling system has a check for what it calls bad weather, so we can make sure that ash storms, blight storms are considered bad weather, and that will influence their behavior. We can make them stay inside. I believe that's the case, but as Argyle said, it's funny you asked that question about to a group that does not have a coder on the team on the call right now.
Yeah, on the
Whoops.
call, we don't have
Lassie-
people.
Yeah, we
sorry.
have them on the team.
Also,
Batman
um,
X 1977.
wait, 1 second, Joy.
Yep.
1 second. I just want to say this is an example of our Daedric runes. I think these are extremely iconic from Morrowind. People probably remember them well. We try to keep them as disorientating, and also the outside very, ruined, literally, because these are very, very old places. So also very hard tileset to work with. I know that our level designers are
yeah.
doing amazing work, but it is a challenge because this is just hard to set up, to be honest. So I'm glad that this is an example of a job very well done, I think.
And this particular one was done by one of our very talented designers, Osteri. So he's a wizard with this set.
Okay, this is gonna be just as. Oh my god.
What are you doing? Get out!
This is gonna be
Zix,
just as
you're-
terrifying as the dry
Seem to
run.
be on fire.
Intruder!
Sorry, guy. I didn't mean to intrude.
Dang, man.
It keeps intruding.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'm gonna.
you'll
Oh!
find a sleeping person you can stab later. Oh,
You better not get paralyzed.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh.
Mattyman X 1977 asks, do the interiors match the exteriors in terms of size?
We kind of cheat on that a little bit by a lot of these interiors go underground. But for things that are above ground, like Vivek Canton's houses, things like that, we do try to keep things
Let me.
reasonable in size. Nothing. You're not going to go into
jeez.
a house and find yourself in like an airplane hangar or something like that.
Yeah, we call it internally. We call it the TARDIS effect. So we try to prevent the TARDIS effect from happening.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep myself alive here. This may or may not work too well.
I believe in you.
Yeah, you can do it. You shouldn't venture here too long. Your boss. You want a day off, and your boss is probably very.
That's right. I've
This
done
is what
the.
it does.
Your boss is gonna say you took a day off.
Yeah.
I've done the stock
This is what you
standard
do when you're
Morrowind thing.
free time.
Oh, okay. I'm not going that way. All right, my boss is calling
Oh.
me. I can hear him.
Yeah, you just got,
Over
got
the
a
dream
WhatsApp
sleeve.
message.
Rod Hardheart calls to you from across the mountains.
He calls to me.
Marukati just donated $25 and says, "Show me on the Vivek doll where Morrowind touched you."
Thanks,
Thank
Can I just
you.
like grab the entire doll then?
Yeah, working ever so far to our goal of $2,002 to finally meet Vivek the guy.
Okay, we gotta go
Talubi
southwest.
Baby asks, are you all doing the DLCs too?
Well,
That question stabs me right in the heart.
UCM, do you want to answer this one?
yeah, UCM, you want to answer that for everyone?
So the plan right now is to release the base game, and then, depending on interest, the DLCs. I don't know how much more that I'm allowed to say. I've already made the mistake of saying more than I should have once. So yeah, I'll just leave it at that. If anyone else wants to follow up.
That's very, very, very much our stand. We definitely want to finish the main game, like 100%. There will be no Game of the Year or Skyrim release or anything. The base game will be released before any DLC. But it is reality that, for example, my department, concept art, we kind of running out of work. Concept art is done 99.98%. So I actually do have artists right now making art for potential DLC release. But until every last 3D asset, for example, is done, no one will really do much with them. We will just save them for later. But yeah, base game first, 100%.
And I'd be lying if I said that I wasn't thinking of how we could do some of the DLC areas, level design wise. So.
But base game first.
Yes.
Also, I always just want to take the opportunity to praise our animators and like our animation department. The custom Kahooti stuff is so awesome.
They look great. Our animators are doing amazing work. Many of the creatures you are going to see later also in the Monster Hall have custom-made wigs. So we did the whole creature. It was designed by us, it was in 3D created by us, the wigging was done by us, implementation was done by us, the animations are done by us, the sounds are done by us. You know, nothing, no Skyrim creature being repurposed. It's just 100% original Skyrim meat.
There is some
Delicious
repurposed.
Skyrim meat.
There's some things that are repurposed, but it's very minor when it is.
Yeah.
In an interest of like saving work and stuff.
Are you
because
going
that's
into the wrong
something we're very
direction?
conscious of. What? Yes.
Okay. Just asking.
Indeed.
I was trying to
I'm
be in
glad you
character.
Yeah, I'm glad you tested me to see if I would notice.
So this
Here
is another
in
one of our imperial towns. Oh, sorry, Del.
yeah,
Go for it.
No, I probably no. Please, I've been talking too much. You go.
Okay, sure. So yeah, this is much more in common with like your conventional European fantasy kind of aesthetic, but putting it here in Morrowind really helps build that contrast of like a foreign empire coming into a different place and, you know, just starting to live there. So yeah, you can find contrasts like this all the time in Morrowind, and we always love to just bring attention to it. This one is an ebony mine, so we got some resource extraction. It's all there. Great stuff.
Oh, I'm going the right way now. Good. The ash
Proud of
storm
you.
is still lingering. But it is getting dark out. We should get to our boss, and then we can rest up in the fort. And then we can continue on with our adventure.
Bright and early in the morning. Also, Daddy Smurf, how you doing?
Yo, Daddy.
Hey.
We have sincerely been talking about you in the past week. We miss you. Come back,
We do.
please.
We really do.
Debonair Corvus asks, will the crazy jump scrolls be in game?
Yeah,
Yes.
they're in there.
Of course.
How much louder can I say yes? Absolutely.
What happened here?
Oh dang.
Uh,
What
poke
did
him
you
with the
do,
stick.
Zix?
Oh. Well, we'll deliver this to that person eventually.
Also, everyone, quick reminder, please donate, and also please use the giveaways command. Go to the link tree and join those giveaways from GOG, Noble Chair. You can get a lot of cool stuff there. You can win a lot of cool stuff there, like a chair, a Starfield, I think it's Starfield Collected Edition chair, and game keys. So definitely check that out. And you know, we're still a good bit off $200 off from our goal to see Vivek's a guy. So please, check the couch cushions and see if you can find a bit of money so we can reach our goal and finally show him.
Oh god, the volcano's
God,
doing
help the
something
kids.
again.
And help the kids, yeah.
Help the kids
I-
so
I-
they can have fun things, not like this volcano. Volcano's very scary.
I love the ash plume coming out of the volcano.
Yeah.
It just looks so good.
I have
Hey,
to admit,
someone was asking again about the quest journal. Did we actually show that off, or did we get distracted? I don't remember.
We did, but we can show it when we get back in here once we complete
Okay,
the quest.
cool.
What time is it? 8 p.m. in Skywind time. We managed to take a day to go do our quest.
Given 119 asks, will many underwater caves, shipwrecks, and treasures be in the game?
Oh yes, we have a ton of those. And next time we get near a body of water, we've got something else we should show off.
that's a funny dance.
I don't think I want you around anymore.
What?
Hey,
Jeez.
bro.
We did it, boss.
Skyrim.
Nice. So, if you didn't notice, because it was pretty quick, because we completed the quest for Rad Hardheart, his little disposition meter went up slightly. That's something we're bringing back from Morrowind, something that was in Oblivion also, but was missing from Skyrim. We've got that all good. We have like persuasion stuff. We can give him our savings because we did such a good job. We can just give the money back to him.
You're basically telling him, thanks for the money, but it was my pleasure to kill those two Netches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's it
Everything
back.
for the Empire.
Here's
Or
the money
maybe,
back.
Maybe
with
it's
some
not for the
interest.
Empire, you just ate the
Blow
Netches.
on paper.
Yeah. Everything for Patrick Stewart.
Mhm.
Get a handle on it. Maybe I need to find someone.
Just a
who
rumor.
more-
Can you use this bed?
hope he knows what
Don't
think that
sleep in
might
your
be-
boss's bed.
That might be my boss's bed, yeah.
That's illegal.
That payment was quite the power move.
Oh. These guys are using power moves all over the place. I don't know why they're standing on chairs.
Very interesting.
Again, power move.
Here we go. Let's rest up till daytime.
Marquix Games asks, how much progress has been done in terms of nav meshing?
Oh, I can answer that too. Man, it's so fun. It's a pleasure for me to see all the nav mesh progress being made. It's somebody coughed over me. It's
another one.
okay. NPCs are talking over me all over the place. They're a little louder for me than you guys, but anyway.
Dealing with supplies just doesn't suit.
NavMesh is fun to watch progress. Internally, we have a map. It's an organizational map to make sure that, like, if a person's working on this cell, we don't have another person working on an adjacent cell, such that there are conflicts when we put the two together. It shows completion of all that stuff, and it's really cool to see it fill in. NavMesh is going very, very well. I'll say that.
Okay, we got a few more donations. Come on, people. We can reach Vivek the guy. We can do it.
Y'all are the best.
For a good cause.
Yeah.
And thank you so far for everything you already donated. This is crazy. So happy.
We could have made a tagline for the Make-A-Wish thing. Make a wish come true for kids, so your wish can come true to see Uncle Vivek.
That's a perfect tagline.
Man, why are you not in PR?
Yeah.
Dang.
Bix asks, will balancing be the same in terms of how exploitable alchemy and enchanting is?
I think we want to
Oh.
make exploitation a bit harder, but there's definitely going to be a you'll be able to be very powerful, but balance as a whole will probably be one of the last things we ever do.
Yeah, we just don't know. We will probably try to not do that again, but balancing is just not touched yet because we don't even have all assets yet to start balancing, so we didn't even start yet.
Let's.
Also, we're going to ride this big bug now. What's up with this big bug? Imagine you never saw Morrowind
Big
and someone
bug.
just walks along a big bug and just doesn't even comment on it.
Imagine they wave at you from the top of it.
Yeah, what's going
that-
on here?
Polite little wave people do when they drive by.
If
Uh,
anyone's unfamiliar, Morrowind was one of the few Elder Scrolls games to not just have like fast travel from a map like straight up. Both Arena, Daggerfall, Oblivion, and Skyrim had that going on. Morrowind, fast traveling is done by services like a bug taxi, a boat, or teleportation from a mage's guild. Super awesome. So creative.
Also, real quick while we're here, what does everyone think of our wonderful loading screens?
Oh yeah, they're absolutely beautiful. We were
So spoiled.
we were lucky enough to have Furion draw over 100 unique loading screens for us. So awesome. They're just gorgeous.
What is this little guy?
Aw,
Aw. Hey, baby
Little-
Guar.
look at this little baby.
So we may have time to revisit this location at the end, but instead of exploring this location like we have several times before, we're going take a boat. Just making a detour.
Hey. If you donate enough so we see Vivek's guy, maybe we have 5 minutes to show you Vivek's city as well. So, you know, because Vivek is in Vivek's city.
Rapnel Faced asked, do we still get boots of blinding speed?
Yes.
We do have it in there.
Yeah.
Of course. And Bombi asks, is map scale and movement speed the same as in Morrowind?
I think the movement speed by default is a little slower than Skyrim, so it feels very similar
bit
to
faster than
Morrowind,
Morrowind, I
to me
think.
at least.
Oh.
And the scale is
we
about
are
the
using
same.
a test character.
Is anyone else hungry? Don't bother me.
What the heck conversation's happening here?
Also, now we're seeing the third big Dark Elf faction, or rather the fourth if you count Icelander. This is a settlement of the House Telvanni, and Argyle, in the test run, you did such a nice explanation about Telvannis. Could you repeat that? That would be awesome.
Sure, and I'll try to say it faster too.
Dang.
So basically, one of the cool things about Morrowind is obviously I'm sure there's been giant mushrooms hanging around, and that's been pretty striking. But,
1 second, Argyle.
Yeah.
We just reached $2,177. So we're
Oh my
Whoa.
goodness.
Oh my
we're
god.
over.
That's it.
Oh,
We've made
yeah.
it. Thanks, everyone.
you.
That's amazing.
Thanks,
we can all go
everyone.
home now. Bye.
Yeah,
No.
bye.
Bye.
that is the best interruption ever. I am
Thank
so
you
happy
so
to
much
hear that.
for Faringas
Thank you,
for
everyone. That's
$170, Panda for 25, and all the anonymous donations. We got so many ones from Anons. I don't know who you are, but we're really thankful for you. Thank you so much. We can finally show off Vivek later. Okay, Argyle, cue Telvanni talk. Thank you.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just so the generosity of this like Bethesda modding community is insane. I'm like so shocked, but really happy. Okay, the Telvanni. So the Dark Elves, they all have different cultures depending on where they're from. And so this island, a lot of different of those cultures have moved in here. So the Telvanni are typically a society of independent mage lords who grow their own towers from mushrooms and magic. So they make these huge towers, and then if people want to come live in it, they can make like a contract basically to provide services. So it's a very might makes right society. The Telvanni are famous amongst Morrowind players just because basically if you're strong enough to do something, it's legal. So if you can kill someone, if you don't get caught or the guards can't stop you, it's legal because they were obviously too weak to survive. It's crazy.
It's like you get punched in the face and go, that's a very good point.
Also, we just saw a book, a very unique book, because every book in the game, in quotations, is unique. Like, of course, not every single book, but the different kinds of books all have different colors, also mostly done by Furion, our beautiful dinosaur. And many books will also have interior art, so accompanying art for the story you're going to read. And that the whole project is already done. Like every single book in Morrowind has now a uni cover and some art attached to it.
What are you doing? Get out!
Yikes! I'm
And-
trespassing. I didn't mean to.
Yeah, don't risk the to
A
be
guy
murdered
dressed
by
like this
Giovanni.
trespassing too is a little martial law kind of stuff going on. I probably
Listen,
shouldn't be doing
the Empire is here for your taxes. Open up.
that. We earned our day off, so let's change around our armor.
Okay.
Oh,
We earned
I
our day off.
actually
Casual
don't have
Friday.
it. We'll just take it off. How's that sound?
Dang, it's a very casual Friday.
Oh lord.
Maybe on underway we will find something to wear.
Perhaps, yeah.
Maybe. I'm
Get
actually not
strong.
sure.
Get stronger. Trespassing is legal if you're the strongest. No, if you're strong enough, that's not trespassing. That's now your house.
Yeah, that's yours. What is this person doing in your house? And why are there
Some
family
Telvanni
photos next to
philosophers
your
in here.
bed?
Oh,
Who's this old
I don't know
lady?
if
What?
we didn't mention it, but also levitation is back. So the classic Telvanni, there are no stairs. You can either levitate or you can stay on the basement. Is back as well. So that's
Yeah.
also just an awesome bit of their culture.
Oh.
Also,
should've-
our NPCs can levitate. So if you're in the tower, they might actually levitate around you and just go upstairs or downstairs. That's no problem for them anymore.
They will do so on a fixed path, I should add as a caveat. At
That's
least
true.
currently. We haven't broken the engine that bad yet. But we'll see.
That
Yet.
bad, that good.
That good.
That
yeah.
well.
I know that people often say that maybe Skyrim is taking too long to be done, but listen, the amounts of engine breaking things we did in this time is just astonishing, and I feel like every year we're inching closer and closer to just kind of overhauling the half the engine, or breaking it, or learning so much about it. I'm not sure if we showed it yet. Underwater combat is back. We can murder those slaughterfish. We can take revenge now. We can levitate.
I can
All
take a
of this
dive.
good stuff. Yeah, mysticism
Oh.
is back. You know. Whoa, buddy.
Well.
Relax
So
there.
you can walk on water. You can slow fall. All of the good things are back on the menu.
Sweezy
Walk
asks,
on
are all
water,
unique
fly.
armors and weapons included, or will be?
All the unique weapons and armor, yeah. You guys will get... wow, I almost just died. You guys will be able to see them because we hit our milestones. We're going to be going to the armor
Yeah.
test hall. We'll be going to the weapon test hall. They're all in there, minus the spoilery ones that are done. I don't want to spoil you guys. Too bad. So that was Molag Mar.
Yeah.
I guess
You
took a
you
water
left very
detour to
quickly.
show off the...
Featured
I mean,
very
we did
heavily in
have a
our latest
whole
gameplay
video.
video.
Yeah.
Right. We want to
Oh,
go
I
there.
just
Read it.
I just see that our beloved friend Chuvit Matt donated $50 and he said for dad.
Or
Aw,
dead.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks.
Here we go. All right, let's see if we can get back on a beaten path here.
Rita Bix asks, are there any remaining technical hurdles in development?
I'm pretty sure there's a couple.
Yeah.
Not any I could name
Oh.
off the top of my head.
Oh, we
My
currently
team-
we're currently we you know, I'm certain like in the first cave you would have loved for us to see the slaves being freed, but you know we can't yet. We're still scripting that. It's not really a hurdle, it's just something we need to get to.
Yeah.
So I think at this point we really figured things out mostly, but we just need to get to doing them. You know, we have a plan on how to approach things, but execution that's the problem.
Yeah, it's a good
Knowledge,
point
feel
to
free
remind
volunteer,
people.
help out.
Yeah, it's a good point to remind people that we are a volunteer project. A lot of the team has, you know, full-time jobs, so we can't do this full-time, unfortunately. Did I just catch a disease?
Did you?
Oh no. Oh, we're good. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah,
Maybe
Hey,
just my
everybody's
luck.
in the chat.
Fury already showed the good people lots of your beautiful art. Yo, are you still naked? No wonder you're catching a disease, you know? You can't just run around like that.
Oh yeah, I'm just marauding around in my greaves and pauldrons.
You can, when we go to the clothing hall or the armor testing hall, you can pick up something new to wear.
Oh,
You don't
yeah.
want to go to, you don't want to go to Vivek dressed like that, right?
We can go shopping.
I mean, he
Yeah.
doesn't wear a shirt, so why should we?
Oh, do you know that? Did you already see him, huh?
We've seen his statues are all over the place, and he's practically naked in those. So
We
But
will
also, yes,
dress.
We have a request to turn it back to daytime. Could we? I think that might not be a bad idea.
yeah, that's a good call.
Let me remember the button.
I think it's not even daytime the problem. I think the ash storm is the problem because
It is a little
because we
late.
because we traveled. Yeah, makes sense. Sorry.
It's a little late. But the weather is, yeah, little ashy.
Yeah, so we'll
Morrowind is
just-
famous for clear skies and friendly
Yeah.
weather.
Yeah, we are currently in the Ashlands, which, as the name implies, are gray, ashy wastes.
Mm-hmm.
Molag Amur, one of my favorite regions. Who is this one?
Rat Monkey asks, "Do you have any music in the game? I can't hear any."
It just came on.
There is
There's
music.
There's a
It
ton of
may not
music
be
there.
coming through the stream as well as we would like,
You might
maybe,
have to
but
turn your volume up.
we have a very large OST, honestly. Lots of explore music, combat music, situational music. There's quite a bit. Oh yeah, your music's way down.
Because of the voice acting being very low in some instances, I've had to turn down the music. So maybe you'll be able to hear it. Oh, I'm not sure. Where is this tomb?
Well, good question. It's like hidden beneath a bit of a cavey area.
Ah,
Yeah, there's an overhang to it.
wow.
Welcome to Morrowind. So your description is the tomb is somewhere beneath a cavey area. You know, you can do it. You can find it.
This area is very picturesque.
It's very beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
All the dead mushrooms.
I don't think they're dead, just ash covered.
They just
They're
need a bath.
fine.
You found it.
Is this it?
Hey.
Oh, hey.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh hey. So this is one of many, many, many tombs scattered all around Morrowind. And you know, the problem is you have these adventurers and they like to go into tombs and steal your, your family jewels. So what do you do about that out here? You know, you're not going to enlist a security service. No, you're just going to ask grandma and grandpa to just protect their own grave. That's just how the Dark Elf family structure works. Necromancy is very accepted around Morrowind, so it's perfectly fine that the undead are in this cave and protecting it from people like Zix, who goes in and immediately steals something.
Yeah, my bad. I need a weapon to actually kill these grandma and grandpa.
Hey, Grandpa.
And I'm still bad at the game. Oh, there we go.
Oh, Grandpa, not again.
I
Oh,
need...
Can we look at that Dunmer art too?
Oh, yeah.
Doc, can you talk to us a little bit more about the cultural differences in art?
Even more. Okay, sure. So Dunmer like to show their art in these decals. I don't think we have a single Imperial decal, so this is another difference. The Imperials have portraits, they have finely painted art, and the Dunmer are more using still, good old paint on wall and depict their history this way.
It's really nice.
And we have
all the art we have.
100. We have so many. We have so many decals in the game. It's great.
There we go. A different weapon, finally.
At long
A
last.
dagger.
I have downgraded, but now I can swing faster.
Yeah, it was a
Speaking of swinging faster, check out the stats on the side of the screen.
Oh yeah.
And check out the text there.
As
All
compared
items. All items are going to have text descriptions about their lore or about the item itself. So we hope to deepen the understanding of the world a little bit more with that.
Yeah, item descriptions have been a great way to both inform the player about how something works, but also to tell a story as well. It's been a really great medium to work with for the team.
Poor Grandpa.
Ali Zen asks, are there any plans to make Paralyze more like it was in Morrowind? Skyrim's 1 second Paralyze was way too powerful. We still don't have any coders on the team, so I'm not actually sure.
On the voice, we have coders on the team, just not in the voice code.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I mean in the host panel.
Alright, that's just the second time it's been said. I'm like,
I mean, I can
That'd probably be
definitely
pretty
say
impressive.
paralyzing is currently very, very potent. Like, it knocks you out for a good bit, but again, balancing hasn't been done, so I'm pretty sure that's not final.
So it's a good thing that I didn't get paralyzed in the Daedric Ruin that we were in, because I was during the test run, and I was sitting there for a good 30 seconds just getting my rear end handed to me. Let's get out of here, though.
Oh, we actually have Thermo in the chat, who's our one of our lead coders, and he says
Hi,
the main
Thermo.
problem with paralysis is the get up animation that takes 5 hours to complete. That is the worst part, yes.
Oh, I'm not anywhere near the exit. Uh-oh.
Given 119 asks, will this be released as a Skyrim mod or its own thing?
As
It's
far
a
as I'm
Skyrim
aware,
mod, yeah.
as far as I'm aware, it's a Skyrim mod, through and through. But it'll have its own executable and all that stuff, I'm sure.
Yeah, but you will definitely need Skyrim and Morrowind to run this, because we really want to, pay respect to the games that we love and are working on.
Let's just take a walk around town. By town, I mean the dead areas of Olegamer.
Of course.
What do you guys think regarding time? When do you want to hit those milestone thingies?
We've got about 13 minutes left, and then we'll head over and do
Until
our
the
little
intermission.
intermission, and then
Yeah.
and then our milestone
Last half hour.
things. So stick around for the
Works for
next
me.
15 minutes if you want to see those.
One thing that I really like, we haven't talked about. Hopefully the music isn't too loud. I've turned it up. But one thing I like that we haven't really talked about much is we've overhauled jumping. So jumping is a lot more natural, and you can hold down the button and then release it to jump higher, depending on your skill. There's also sprint jumping, which is really nice. It feels a heck of a lot more like Morrowind than Skyrim, which is really neat. I think Morrowind's was a little smoother in terms of jumping.
Yeah, now all you high acrobatics players aren't going to necessarily have to break your head on the ceiling if you don't want to.
Yeah.
I like how you leave room for people who do want to break their skulls open.
If there's anything I've learned from Bethesda players, is there's always someone who wants to do something. So I will always use conditional language when talking about playstyles.
That is fair.
Marquix Games asks, will we be able to jump across the map like we could in Morrowind?
Yeah.
I haven't tried it
think so.
myself.
That's the plan.
is this
okay.
guy?
It's planned. We want to do it. Hey man.
That's sort of a
who are you?
balancing question again, I think, slightly.
Balancing, and also I suppose that jumping, player movement in general is probably the biggest technical hurdle. We've conquered a lot of it, but it's not perfect yet.
Oh my god, I'm dying.
Where are you?
In sulfur
He's
pits.
just breathing in the sulfur.
Yeah, oops.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
I wasn't paying much attention.
Noted. I go away for 1 minute and you're like, huh, I go in that direction and get lost there.
I saw you eyeing that lava pool, Zix. Don't let the intrusive thoughts win.
I'm gonna
Don't
try
worry.
a leap of faith here. I want to see if I can jump over it.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
You think I can make the jump?
Do it. Do it. I dare you.
Do it.
I double
Wait,
dare
okay,
you.
from up here to there, or from here to there. I mean,
Just
this one's
fall
pretty
like
easy.
silly.
Warning for flashing lights. If Zix lands in the lava, it will be a flashbang. Just as a
It will be
warning.
very bright.
Very bright.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Oh god. Oh god.
Do it, coward.
Wait. I have to aim
Make a-
myself.
Do a
I'm not paying any
backflip.
attention.
Do a backflip.
Let's see. Do I have any? Let's fortify my luck just in case.
Okay. That's good.
Oh god. Oh no. Oh no.
There you go. There you go.
No.
Oh dang.
Why didn't I wear a shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The shirt would have protected you.
Oh,
Well,
man.
maybe you can now find your path and don't get lost again.
Oh
F's in the
man.
chat.
F in the chat. F in the chat for the shirtless man.
I tried. I really tried. It was for the audience's enjoyment.
Yeah. We just wanted to show off that death exists in Morrowind, you know, in case people are wondering. Yes, you can die.
Yes, you can die.
Oh man, you guys brought back death?
Dang.
Cool.
Well, speaking of bringing back death, do we want to talk about that? Like essential NPC deaths?
That's actually a really good segue, yeah. So in Oblivion and Skyrim, people may remember, and I don't know how Fallout handled it, I think the same way. If NPCs, important NPCs for quests, the main quests, or even just faction quests, took a lethal amount of damage, they would go unconscious, or they'd ragdoll and get up a few minutes later, pretending like nothing had happened. Morrowind famously doesn't have that kind of safeguard. If an essential character dies, no matter how important they are, at most you will just get a message box telling you that a essential NPC has died, and you should probably reload or find another way around it in certain cases. We've brought that back, so everyone is killable. No one, you can go on a massacre that actually can clear out a town.
No one is safe from this man.
If your high acrobatics bumped you on the head too much and that's what you want to do, go for it.
Also,
Oh,
no, I
okay.
just wanted to remind everyone, even though we met the milestones, please, you could still donate. Like, it's fine. It's it's legal. You can still donate something. Also, you can join the giveaways. So just exclamation mark giveaways, and you can see the link tree with an awesome chair to win from GOG. We have stream codes to win. So please, game codes to win. Sorry. So yeah, please join, and good luck on the giveaways.
Yeah, definitely
Fizz and
encourage
Pop
people. Sorry,
asks,
go join.
will you? Sorry. Will you be able to wear boots as a beast race?
Yes, currently the Khajiit, sorry.
Go
The
ahead,
Khajiit and
yeah.
the Argonians are as they are in Skyrim, just because modifying them like that would be an enormous undertaking. We'd have to create new models for them, new, I think, animations, and that's beyond scope at this point.
Yeah, so I can go into some detail regarding that if people want it.
You
But
can, but I'm
just-
also
we want
questioning
it.
where you are right now.
Well, just yeah, me too. I don't know. Just to give an idea, going back and retroactively changing all of our armors to work with Skyrim's armor system to Skywind's armor system with the left and right gauntlets, the pauldrons, the greaves, that took me 6 months, and that was retroactively doing stuff. In order to do digitigrade legs, we would have to redo all of the greaves again, and that's just not a time sink that is necessarily worth it, at least from my perspective. If it's something that we find that we have time to do in the future, I would not be against it. At least as an option. You know, you could have the option of having a digitigrade Khajiit or a normal Khajiit for a player character. There's also animation work that has to go into, you know, rigging the new legs, making sure all of those legs work with NPCs and stuff like that. I've really lost my way. I don't know where I'm going
if
anymore.
you open the map. Yeah, you need to go to the right of the tomb you discovered.
That's where we were going? Oh.
Yeah, you know, to the camp.
Oh my god.
But don't forget, people, this man knows the road by heart.
I'm not gonna lie, I forgot we were going there. I'm not even gonna lie.
Live on
Wretched and
stream.
Stuff asks-
Nothing of this is pre-recorded for sure.
No, it's
Wretched and
definitely
Stuff
not.
asks, how has the progress been going in terms of voice lines? So I can answer that one, which is to say that about 80% of all NPCs are cast. So that means that they're either voiced and in-game or in the process of being actively recorded by our voice actors. There are a few left, and we'll be reopening casting, which you can check out
No,
on
left,
Casting Call
left.
Club.
Sorry, left, go cross the bridge. I'm so sorry, Jay.
Okay.
Just cross the bridge.
That's okay.
My bad.
But yeah, voice acting will be reopening up a little bit later this year. So if you are interested in contributing to voice acting, please feel free to check out our Casting Call Club link.
Who put me in the driver's seat?
You know, you really had some magic going there. I see what we saw in you.
To the right.
What? What?
To the right.
Oh, look at
Got
this.
the big sign.
Yeah, look at this, man. That's just as if it was planned to find this. Dang.
Okay, my bad.
Crazy. Okay.
We're moving.
Yeah, this is correct. This is correct. Great. Now to the
Moving and
right.
grooving.
To the right.
Wow, I have to
Perfect.
apologize, my co-streamers. I actually forgot we were going there.
It's fine.
We got 2 more really generous donations. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Again,
Whoa.
we've hit our milestones, but please, guys, Make-A-Wish is a wonderful organization. So any support that you would be willing to show for them would just, you know, it really does make a huge difference for families, and it's just so important the work that they do. So thank you again for your generosity.
God sakes, I looked away 1 second. Where are you now? What did you do again?
Oh, there we are.
There. Perfect.
Cool.
stressed-
Right before the
he's-
intermission.
You're
My
stressing me out so much.
My side quest mindset really took over there. I saw pretty lights, and I thought, huh, let's go to those pretty lights. Speaking of pretty lights, I'm sorry for the NPC panting,
No, it's fine.
or the player character panting.
I was
rather.
gonna say technically not an NPC.
Yeah.
I feel like an NPC with how lost I'm getting.
Argyle, do you really quickly want to talk a bit about the language of the Ashlanders?
Oh, look, I
Yeah,
can see.
really quickly is my favorite thing. So basically, Skywind is using a recreation of Dunmeris, the Dark Elf language. So in these more rural areas that don't intersect with the Empire, you're going to get a lot more indigenous language. Our voice actors worked really hard to bring it to life, as well as our writing department. So it really feels like you are out away from the Empire.
I didn't mean to have this lady speak over you, but she was speaking over you. We might be able to talk to her. Also, fair warning, the Ashlander clothing isn't done yet. So they're wearing Skyrim clothes.
Just temporary.
Come here, I'm afraid.
All of this is translatable, by the way, in case anyone is interested in doing that.
Also, interestingly, our voice actors for this, many of them ended up being Polish. I think it was by accident, Argyle?
Yeah, it's always been told to me that it just kind of happened to.
It was just a
be that-
coincidence.
Yeah, and now Ashlander have like a slight Polish accent.
Okay. I think we've hit our time, right?
Oh, Zix, could you just one more show the quest journal?
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry,
The,
I never
the
went
quest
to it.
journal. You can see open quests, and in the bottom half you can find quests you already finished or failed. They do have decent chunks of flavor text, so the idea is definitely that in purist mode you can just read this and solve the quest. You know, ask NPCs, ask around, find clues, and then they get added to your journal, so you eventually solve a quest without any quest markers.
Yeah, so right now it's very much more a mix of Skyrim and Morrowind style, I believe. In case that's kind of where the questions are going.
Okay, I think it's joy time.
It's joy time?
It's
Okay.
joy time.
It's
One
joy
last
time.
one
That's
last plug
me.
for Make-A-Wish. Go for it.
Yeah.
Hey. Hi everyone. Sorry for interrupting the regular scheduled programming. And thank you for being here though with us during Skywind's Showcase for C3 2024. First ever C3. Very exciting times. So if you are just joining or you missed the start or what have you, quick little reminder, little recap. C3 was created to bring together the talents and teams of modders everywhere to develop community ties and relationships among all the different mod authors. C3 is dedicated to being open and inclusive to everyone, and our goal is to drop the curtain on the modding scene, so allowing for more fluid collaboration amongst modders and more visibility as well amongst all the people who are really interested in these projects. We really want to encourage everyone with a passion for gaming to get involved, so I mean, literally everyone can get involved in modding, no matter where you're starting from. There's really just so much available that you can do, from coding, QA testing, voice acting, writing, concept arts, 3D modeling, even video editing. Some of that might seem scary or like a lot, but literally everybody who worked on Skywind started from zero at one point as well. Like at one point, none of us had any skills at all, like literally nothing. Like we all had to learn. And like if you want to as well, just there's tons of stuff available. So yeah, if you've like what you've seen today and want to get involved or, you know, flex your creative muscles, head over to Skywind's Discord, which is linked hopefully somewhere in the comments. Or if you're just getting started as well, we are partnered with the Arcane University Discord, which is a wonderful free resource that is specifically made for complete beginners to learn the basics of a bunch of different modding topics, you know, from all of the stuff I mentioned before, really. Like almost anything you can think of, you can learn there. There are really like talented people who will help you one-on-one, do classes, training, teaching, lessons, all sorts of stuff. So really good stuff. So yeah, while C3 is an event that's showcasing all of this awesome modding stuff from these talented creators, we also really, really hope to benefit the Make-A-Wish Foundation and help bring some light and hope to critically sick kids all over the world. They're a really great charity that raises money to help grant wishes to children, whether it's meeting their favorite celebrity, going on a trip to see the world, or experiencing something totally unique. The foundation relies on the kindness of volunteers, donors, and sponsors to turn these wishes into reality for the children and their families. Research has shown that these wishes really do boost optimism, confidence, and self-esteem in children, as well as their families and loved ones, helping them focus on what they can do and what is possible for them, rather than on the things that they can't do. Kids have described feeling more confident and having more courage following their wish, especially regarding their healthcare. So these wishes really do have an impact on their lives and give them the boost that they need to keep fighting. So yeah, we're super excited to be part of making a difference for these kids, and every donation really does help, no matter how big or small. So if you'd like to join in, there's a link in the comments that you can help to support the cause. That's enough of listening to me ramble on. We've met our goal to hit $2,002, which is absolutely amazing. It's incredible. Thank you all so much. And this also means that we've unlocked all our milestones to see our different testing halls and even Vivek the Guy. So without further ado, I'll pass you back on to our hosts, Zix, Argyle, UCM, and Dal. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you.
Joy.
Hey, welcome back, everybody.
Zix, what is this horrid place?
Yeah, this is not as horrible as some stuff you'll see later, but This is our first milestone that we've reached, right? So we'll be showing off some of the developer test halls. If you watch Skywind on Twitch, you may have seen this one quite a lot. This is my test hall. This is where, if anything gets implemented, 3D modeled, it gets slapped in here and basically destroyed to the point where I am, sure that it's okay for the game. Some things I've implemented a while back. This got 3D modeled maybe 5 months ago, something like that, and I implemented it in here. We have all of our amulets in here. I've implemented these. Some statues that I've implemented. There's also, if you've watched our Mawia gameplay video, this is where I tested this.
That's a strong dagger, man.
That was a really
Yeah, I
tough
guess
dagger.
so. I've got some fun things in here, but generally
That
speaking...
doesn't look like a very fun hole.
Yeah,
Yes.
it looks very friendly, as if things wouldn't kill you. That's crazy.
It probably would. But yeah, some fun stuff like the entirety of Ebonheart Castle is in here. And there's the rest of the test hall. But that's not the only test hall we're showing. Whose am I going to next?
I'll do mine next because I think UCM is honestly peak.
Okay. By the way, levitation. I think
Yeah, levitation.
we haven't used that.
Oops.
I used it
Oops.
at one point, but it was a little short-lived. This is Dal's testing hall. Feel free to
Yeah.
speak your mind about your testing hall. Once it loads. Jeez, there's a lot of stuff.
Once it
in here.
loads, yeah. That's the books.
I mean, it's got a couple books in there.
I have one or two books in there. Yeah. It's called a library for reading. Oh, you replaced the marker.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, you're coming through the door. I get it, and you're still levitating.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And the
Well,
other
welcome.
door is fine.
Okay, welcome to my library, where you currently don't see a single book, but don't worry, that will change. So here you can find everything I implemented, and I want to harper back to what Joy said just now about every modder starts at one point. When I joined Skywind, I knew how to draw pictures, like I knew how to hold a pen. That was it. I didn't know anything beyond that, and at this point I started implementing my own assets, I just slowly but steadily inched into it. I joined Skyrim 4 years ago, nearly on the dot 4 years ago. So it's really, really interesting how over time you just learn so much and pick so much up on the left and right to eventually just get so much more into it. So yeah, you can you can see our beautiful 6-house clutter here.
this is
Not threatening
horrifying.
at all. No, it's fine. Just a normal hallway. You can see many of our beautiful murals here because, as we said beforehand, on the other wall you can see all the paintings, and here you see how Dark Elves do their cultural history. So they draw beautiful murals on walls. These were also all drawn by Great Furion. The portraits were drawn by Furion and Malco. And here's just way more testing, and I think 6 is. I'm currently working on signs for the different merchants. Also, again, Dark Elf merchants use banner, and Imperial merchants use these street signs. So again, a big difference. And this is the actual library. So usually, what Zix likes to do is shoot a fireball in there and see all the books fly. I'm not sure if he's going to be brave enough about it, because sometimes the game crashes if you shoot 350 books in the air.
I won't do that
But
today.
yeah, as I mentioned beforehand, every book has its own unique cover, and many books have interior art. This is, for example, one book with interior art. I think all of us there are expensive. They should all have interior art. And we expanded a tiny bit from the Vanilla Morrowind count of books. There are a few more books if we felt like, there's an aspect of the lore which is never really talked about. We did write a book about it, or writing did. And I hope you'll have fun collecting all of these and finding all of these.
Ami
So-
FC asked, what software did you use to create the paintings?
Oh,
I'm
that's
sure that
just
varies among team members, but
I mean, that's just in Furious and mine case, we both use Photoshop. So the paintings, the textures itself are drawn in Photoshop, and then I export them as DDS files because that's just a file type that Bethesda always uses, and plop it on a book. But yeah, I can tell you, implementing 350 books roughly kind of drives you crazy. Like it took me long. It took me like 6 months to get done with all of this.
This one's pretty cool. Dang.
Thanks.
Ooh.
Thank you. I made that.
Ooh.
The tiger on the outside is pretty goofy because the book talks very weirdly about the Akaviri. How they're all weird tiger snake monsters, so it's a great book.
Oh, get out of here. Houses of Morrowind.
Dang.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
wild.
yeah. We can go to UCM's hellhole now.
Yeah, where's the door for it?
To the right. To the right.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. Also, big thanks to Zix because he built this library, and after that I expanded it like a mean grove. He put so much care into it, and since I'm not a good level designer, I just slapped things into here, and ever since then he has to see it degrade more and more with every merge.
Are we just going through this one? Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Okay, but warning people, this is about to be very scary. You know, hack your
Scary. It's
your
not
cat.
scary.
Alright, you
this-
see him.
So my test hall is usually testing
Oh, hold on. Sorry. Keep going.
level design mechanics and things that people can use in their own dungeons, and it's usually dungeons. Houses don't really often need a lot in the way of mechanics. So right up here, when he steps on this metal section, the ballista there is going to start following him. Yeah. If he steps off the metal, it'll be in activated mode and might just shoot him
Oh, okay.
like that.
That's very unexpected. Oops. Like, is it gonna do it? Is it not gonna do it? Oh, it did it.
I do have it programmed to not shoot you if you're too close to it. And I also have a section in the script where if it has a linked reference, it will consider that person safe and it will not shoot you if you're too close to that person.
I see.
So, but you don't really fall under any of those categories. Let's see.
What's another one?
Go through the door on your right there. You have
this one right here?
to run past. You can go in that room on the
over
left.
here. I see what you
If you want, yeah. That's another one I want to go into, but the other one is through this door.
Oh, this door.
To the left.
Through here.
Bit of a maze.
No, sorry, excuse me. The one
Uh-oh.
behind you. And to the left there.
Oh, right. I see.
There you go. So this one I'm thinking for
I remember this one.
More mind screwy ones.
I remember this one from
is it-
Mario 64.
I was gonna say, who here's played Super Mario 64? Yeah, just goes up forever. It'll never stop.
I don't like this.
I like it.
It's UCM's House of Horrors.
Alright. Then and there you go. The last one I would say is go back to that starting room maybe.
Okay.
So the reason my place is kind of hodgepodge. Oh, actually, you can go into that. That one's not that interesting, I suppose.
Okay.
The reason my area is sort of a hodgepodge is as I come up with a new idea, I just tend to throw a new room somewhere. So this room, you can see that everything looks normal. Step on the metal thing and look around. So the idea here is, the door is gone now. So I want to change things behind you when you look around.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I added that one just
Holy moly.
without telling you, because I also needed to test to make sure it worked on NPCs.
Yeah.
Not scary at all. He's totally not a scary person who makes
Family-friendly environment.
spaces.
Yeah.
Look at this. This woman has been stuck here for eons. Now someone finally comes in to save her, and he just fucking punches her in the face with a dagger.
That sounds like Zix.
I
But
didn't
yeah,
mean it.
it'd be used in maybe Daedric Ruins to make Daedra appear behind you without you being able to see them, or a door vanish or appear, or both, one than the other.
Yeah, now I'm
could make
stuck
it so. Yeah, I mean we're basically done here, and now we'd have to teleport to.
Yeah.
Let's get through.
Thanks everyone. Thanks everyone for donating for this first milestone. This was for $450 to visit developer test rooms, and now we are going on to armor show off in test hall for $850. Why did you destroy those stairs?
I know it was such a bad decision.
We can show off more levitate. It was all part of the plan.
Yeah,
genius.
All right, so this was our next milestone for 850, Dal said?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is the armor testing hall. These are taking a little to load because there's a lot of stuff in here. Our armor testing hall has very neatly organized, as far as I'm aware, because I organized it like a week ago. It has all of our armors that we have currently completed. As you can see, we have shields that are in 3 different classes: buckler, standard shields, and tower shields. We have cuirasses, we have greaves, we have left and right gauntlets that are totally separate from one another, and then we have left and right pauldrons that are also separate from one another. Some things are not done yet. For example, we don't have the glass shields sitting here because they're not done yet. There are also some things in here that will eventually get improved upon. The glass armor is one where I hope that once we get the shields and weapons finished, we'll be able to revisit the armor to make it very pretty. So yeah, we have all of our armors that we have in the game here. You can see some variants. So we have an Armun An bone mold cuirass. This is the one that the Belmar guards were wearing, I believe. Then we have an ornate version. So this one is a little more pretty. We can actually take that one and wear it because we're not wearing a cuirass right now.
Yeah, well, I wanted to bring up that we wanted to go to Vivek being dressed.
I guess.
Right. We'll look nice for him. We'll be all ornate.
Yeah,
and
that
stuff.
looks sick.
So here's some more. We can wear a funky one for Vivek. How's that sound? This is a classic. I love this helmet.
I think he'd appreciate funky.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Here's some more. Ordinator armor. We will have. I'd like to have some variants of the Ordinator armor. There's a concept art that's gone around where there's very different versions of the Ordinator armors, and it'd be nice to have that variation, just like the bone mold has the variation.
Also, if people are wondering about that, every armor which was in Morrowind will also be in Skywind, plus a bit of extra. Like, we will definitely have everything that was in the vanilla game also in our game.
Yeah, absolutely. And because I said I would show them off, here are the uniques. The Dragonbone, Lord's Mail, Ebony Mail. These ones are in the table for some reason. The Boots of Blinding Speed.
Put them on.
So I don't seem that fast.
That will be interesting to Vivek wearing those. That would be good.
That'd be fun.
Yo, here's Vivek.
They have fun fake out, yeah.
And as you can see, they do in fact blind you.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the weapon testing hall because we've seen everything
Yeah.
we've seen.
Thank you, everyone. So the weapon testing hall we got for $1,000. So thank you so much for $1,000.
To quickly explain the weapon testing hall while it's loading, it's very much the same thing. All of the weapons in the game that are currently implemented and 3D modeled, whatever, are in here. I don't think I have to go into much more explanation, so if you guys want to talk over it, that's totally fine.
And again, every weapon which was in the base game will be in Skywind, plus a few extra.
For example, you saw a bunch of peasant tools on the table there. There's now a new class, a new tier of weapons. Peasant tier.
Also, we have throwing weapons back. So we have throwing darts, throwing stars. Look at that go.
I missed.
Dang.
Imagine.
I only put one of each in here.
They're not totally finished. You know, the models are a work in progress, but mechanically, they're working.
Yeah, so a couple extra things that are in Skywind that Morrowind did not have are a more fleshed out Imperial armory, as well as, like UCM said, there are peasant weapons just because they're fun. Like, why not hit people with a broom? Why not?
Yeah, why not?
In fact,
Or
let's go
paddle.
challenge Vivek later with a broom.
Nice.
I love that.
Here are some of the uniques. You'll notice that some of them are just from Skyrim. The Mehrunes Razor from Skyrim looks fantastic, so there's not really a need to redo it. But some of these weren't in Skyrim, for example, the Daedric Crescent. All of them look very, very nice. Skull Crusher
Our
is
3D team
one
has
of
done
my
a great
favorites.
job.
Oh yeah, they're great.
All right. Is it time
Alright.
for the creature testing hall?
We got 10
Yeah.
minutes left. We definitely should go there.
Can you give me the code? Because I don't have a door for it. I'm sorry.
Z Testing Hall Creatures.
All right, cool. Thank you.
I couldn't remember if I
Some cute little
pluralized
guys.
it or not. So yeah, here's the creature testing hall.
Oh.
Oh, you need to turn off Pound Pass.
Yeah.
I forgot. Okay, great. We'll
So yeah,
start
here's
over
the
here.
creature testing hall that we use all the time.
Yeah, constantly.
Yeah, it's used for animations testing, sound effects, things like that. And by used, I mean will be used because I kind of made it for this.
So all of our creatures are in. Well, okay, wow. All of our creatures that we have are in here, I should say.
Yeah. We are still missing a handful of creatures.
So here, I think this is the first time we're going to show off the Bone Lord.
Possible, yeah. So the Bone Lord looks pretty good. He needs some more custom animations, but overall the 3D model is just amazing.
Yeah, very much highlighting work in progress. You can see his fingers doing a little more than what fingers can do.
Yeah.
And
Very diplomatically said.
For the creatures that we don't have actually animated yet, I put in little temporary models.
Aesthetics.
Well, UCM put them in here, I guess, but here's a little script
I
guy.
mean, you created them, and yeah.
Yeah.
Look at the little guy.
That's very cute.
Little guy.
We have the thing that I thought was sleeping earlier. Oops.
And he is sleeping again. Please do not disturb.
Yeah. We've got this guy,
Look at him.
our little mecha pilot.
We kept the idea that the Krama are just like controlling these bodies. So the worker body and the warrior body is theoretically the same, and there's just a Krama in one and not in the other.
Right. So here's
So
the
that's-
worker.
That's kept.
Here's the warrior. You can see the forager inside the carapace. You can see his tail in the back here.
Yeah.
So he's like piloting
And-
what the warrior is.
And the
And then
Krama Queen is currently being made. That's why she's a big old beer right now.
Yeah, that's a Kwama Queen.
Yeah.
Please believe us.
There's our little forager guy. The Centurion is also one that's being made. I believe it's assigned out right now, but its progress is a little slow going. I gotta poke the person doing it. More armor
constructs.
creatures.
Yeah, the spider.
Yo, he's doing a little dance.
Spider guy. He really
Yeah.
is. He's grooving.
This is a ballista from Skyrim. I'm not too sure if we're gonna get our own version, but it's in here anyway. This may or may not be a first look of the Winged Twilight. I think we've shown it in progress updates, right?
Think so?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, but we never showed her like in-game in quotations because she's just a static right now.
Right.
World premiere.
Similar to the Scrim.
If there are any animators watching,
Yeah, and we need animators, by the way.
We
Got
would
some fun
love
projects for
animators.
you.
Here's our little scamp guy. You might have seen some other creatures running around. Those were older scamps that were made a long, long time ago. And it was decided to make a newer scamp model because the older ones didn't really evoke what a scamp was. So we will be keeping those, but we'll be repurposing them into like something else. But this is the new scamp. He's got big old veins.
We need to rush a tiny bit so we have
Yeah.
time
Yep.
to visit Vivek.
The guy.
Big boy.
There's our
Ogre.
Ogrim guy. Here's our hunger guy.
Hunger.
Oh, I hate those things.
Oh,
This is so scary.
This
the
one
hunger
is
is so scary
voiced.
right now because wait, this one's voice. Wait, isn't it Joy?
It is Joy.
Okay, it's not making noises.
Stop hitting Joy.
Oh, here's another
Every
one.
time. So
The Daedra.
The same thing with the Scamp. This is an older Daedroth that's actually moving. These are newer Daedroths that evoke feeling, more reminiscent of the
The
Daedroth.
vanilla.
Lanfear. The
The
Atronachs.
Atronachs, you
Atronachs
don't
are
need.
the-
Yeah, they're currently work in progress. We designed them, but they will be done. A
There's a
Shulk.
Shulk.
More creatures.
A little
Yeah,
mud
now we're
crab
in the,
guy.
the wildlife section.
There's a rat.
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 Ew, rat.
There's a
Nick's
Nixhound.
Hound.
We killed one of these earlier.
Yeah.
And one of those. And there's another mud crab.
And one of those. And one
Uh,
of those.
Yeah, we've seen this. Here's our Guar. Didn't run
Hey,
into one of
little
those guys. Or did we?
We saw one dead laying face down in water, but
Yeah.
so these are the Corpus victims right here.
Yeah.
You gotta, there's the Corpus Stalker, little zombie dude. And then there's the lame Corpus.
He's got a
And
real
then
bad case of
here's a
elephantitis.
new one, the Corpus Abomination. More of a heavy hitter.
Yo, he's a nice guy, okay?
Now
We've
the
got
ash
some
creatures.
6th house. Oh. Not sure what's supposed to go there.
Something that we shouldn't be showing off quite yet. So
Oh, right.
a
Where's
certain
this guy?
certain Mr.
His mouth is real
Sure.
funky.
Yeah.
The ash
So this has a
Golem. Oh,
those-
and next door
those are-
was a ash vampire.
Yeah,
Right.
those are the creatures currently in game. We're still missing 4 or 5, so
But we're
the
getting there.
elementals are still missing. But yeah, we're definitely getting there. But seriously, we need animators to breathe life into those creations,
But now is
Alright.
time for the main event, right?
We will not show Take of Ur ever. Basically, you need to find him yourself when the game comes out.
Spoiler warning in case anybody.
Yeah,
doesn't
right.
wanna
Oh,
see
right.
this.
Before Zix turns around, spoiler warning, like we're legally going to show off Vivek. This is not a cop out. If you want to wait till the game comes out to see him, then close your eyes, please. This is getting
Alright.
serious.
Spoiler warning, 3, 2, 1 with the last couple minutes of the stream. I'm personally pretty proud of our
Da,
Vivek.
da, da, da.
He's
Thank you
really
everyone
good
for
right now.
raising for meeting our goal of
Yeah.
$2,002.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you
so much.
for waiting $2,437 even. Thank you so much.
Oh my
Mhm.
goodness, yeah, nearly 2,500. That's crazy. Thanks everyone. That's amazing.
Thank you for buying into the Skyrim pay to win experience.
Here he is, Vivek
Yeah.
the guy.
There he is in
Man.
all of his glory. We probably shouldn't look at
Watch him
his
sit.
crotch area.
Give the
Yeah, let's
fans
see
what
what's
they
up.
want.
And I did say I would whack him with a broom.
You did. You did, in fact.
It might be the last thing we ever do.
He does temporarily have Fargoth's voice, so make of that what you will.
I
Yeah,
forgot he
he's
has that
really not-
voice.
You have combat AI. There you go.
Oh. Let's see if we can do it.
Yeah.
It's mighty boom, I must say.
Oh, jeez. Alright, just
Don't
to
worry,
show this
people,
off.
Zix can do this. Whoa!
Okay.
I mean, you could.
Can't believe you've done
Did
this.
you just kill him?
Can you steal his clothes still?
Yep.
Oh god. Oh no.
Let's,
People will be
let's not.
angry. People will be angry at us for disregarding Zig's body, I feel. Well, for the last 2 minutes, you could go outside, like in front of the door, and take a last look at Vivek if you feel like it.
Sure, yeah.
Claim your new territory per Telvanni
Yeah.
law.
Yeah, but per Telvanni law, oh my god, you actually did it. You actually desecrated the body of Vivek. Ah.
This-
We are
this
reigning
city is
champions.
now- This city is now named Zix.
Okay, so we're all done
Yeah.
here, pretty much.
Welcome
Oh
to
no,
Zix.
it's so foggy.
So we're gonna go to the
Oh,
goodbye
it's
screen here.
Yeah, we're going to the goodbye stream. Thank you everyone for your donations. This was awesome. Oh my god, I can't believe we reached our goal.
Thank you
guys are
everyone. That's
incredible.
amazing.
Thank you.